My name is Maureen Keefe. Welcome to Intuition Matters Unveiled, IMU. This is Psychic Hot Seat, where you get to ask your favorite psychic, Maureen Keefe, that'd be me, your burning questions. So you can drop them in chat, you can drop them in Messenger, and if I take a second to, reset up what I just shut down over here, I'll be able to track what you guys are saying. All right, so if false alarms, it's likely that nobody's going to believe me because I cried wolf too many times. I'm going to talk about twin flame relationships. Before I talk about twin flame relationships, I recently transcribed something that I recorded and I realized that I say a lot. So if you're watching and I say drop an emoji in the comments. And I can't tell who's viewing because of what I got going here. There's a drop a comment. Woo! Okay, so twin flame relationships. Everybody thinks they're super romantic. Everyone thinks a twin flame relationship is ideal and coveted and that's the ultimate relationship. Now, I have discovered through doing professional readings for a service for 2 years that they are the most crawling over broken glass relationships known to men and women. So I just would want to tell you that what they really are complete growth edge relationships. Hi, Karen. Hi, Brett. Thanks for being here, you guys. It's nice to have friends here, and Carl's here too behind the scenes. He's my hero. So, just a moment of gratitude for everybody. All right. So, twin flame relationships, what I've discovered are, I call it the same soul fabric. Because I don't know if they're actually the same soul, but you have the same essence, two souls, one's male, one's female essence. Don't have to be a man to have the male essence or the female to have the female essence. And the relationship is growth oriented. In essence, it's a secret mission to expand creation. And so what happens is twin flames come in and they have excruciating life experiences that create layers and layers of wounding and baggage like we all have. And then there is their twin flame somewhere on the planet, and there's this incredible draw. When they first meet them, that it's just like lightning. And then it goes on to be where they feel this incredible knowingness, like they recognize each other on this deep soul level. But of course, because they do. Yet all the baggage that they've acquired on the human level acts to block them from being together. Often it's even marriages. But the challenge is that twin flame is calling the other one forward at all times, calling them forward to heal, calling them forward to face their fears, calling them forward to make different decisions. And that's just out of that draw to be together. And the most exciting thing about that is when a twin flame chooses to heal, it's amplified. When they choose to love, it's amplified. But at the same time, when they choose to lash out in pain at their mate, it's amplified. And so twin flame relationships have a pretty high responsibility. So it's really unfortunate when twin flames haven't woken up yet, because there's a lot of dysfunctional behavior that happens then. They fall prey to a lot of the woundings and dysfunctional behavior that came from the original, that they experience the original woundings, because as they choose to heal from those woundings, they're liberating those energies off the planet. So A twin flame relationship is very much like an empath relationship as well in that regard. So I'm going to peek and see if there's any questions. And well, hey, Tina. Tina is responsible for me doing this. She is a fabulous life coach, and she is the one who helped me get over my freak out about doing a live. She just gently asked when I was going to do it. So here I am. I am not seeing any questions in comments yet. So if you guys want to, it can be questions about, it can be personal questions. And if they are, please ask them in Messenger. It can be global questions. It can be spiritual questions. It can be questions about what it's like to be a professional psychic or how to improve your own psychic abilities. There's the drop an emoji every time I say I'm trying to break myself of that habit, becoming aware. So let's see if I can get on Messenger too. Click over. Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions. Ask your questions, everybody. Okay, so twin flames. I could probably do a better job on that, but maybe next time. And so let's talk about psychic abilities. So psychic abilities are, everybody has them. For every physical sense that you have a psychic sense. And it's, how do I describe how it's different? For example, when I'm cooking, I will get an urge for a certain flavor or a certain spice. And like I was cooking venison. And at that time I was using butter and Bragg's, and I had the inspiration to put cinnamon in it, and I thought I was crazy, and I used to call those inspirations my spice angels. And so I proceeded to listen to them out of curiosity, and it was always a boon. It was always, I'm plugging in my computer, it was always a really yummy addition. So I discovered later that is, I think it's called clairgustance, where you have clear taste. Like clairvoyance is clear seeing, clairaudience is clear hearing, clairgnostic is clear knowing, clairsentience is clear feeling. There's the drop an emoji every time I say this could get fun. Got to get a lot of comments going. And so let's see. Okay, what's this? Questions. Woo, Kimberly Wood. Hi, honey. How are ya? On my life with my babies. All right. Like, aw, you're welcome. All right, let's just see. Life with your babies. So what I'm doing right now, I'll just kind of tell you how I do this. When you put your hands together like this, you're connecting all of your meridians. I put it against my heart center, and that activates my heart center. And then I'm sinking into my body so that I am grounded, feeling my feet in my shoes, because that means I'm in my body. And that means all my circuits are plugged in. All my energetic circuits are plugged in. I'm going to drop a cord of light to the heart of Mother Earth. And then I'm going to drop a cord of light straight up to Source. So I'm connecting heaven and earth, and they're flowing their love back to me. So I would ordinarily do this before I would start a session, before I even talk to the people. And because I'm a little bit nervous and I often use muscle testing, I want to make sure that my circuits are running straight. So another thing I can do is move my energies in alignment. And so I learned this from Jimmy Mack. And so it's about getting your energies running direct. We as empaths, being super sensitive, will often get triggered, just like being nervous, having my technology not working, wanting to, being self-conscious on camera. And so wanting to be present for a reading and get accurate muscle testing. You have to be neutral, grounded, hydrated, and in your body. Okay, so Kimberly, I'm going to check in on your babies. What's your future like with your babies? Okay, so are these children, I should have had my cards here. I usually grab a card for a little focal point. Um, I'm trying to discern if Kimberly is referring to children, grown-up babies, or grandbabies, or pets. So I'm going to just ask her quick. Children, yes. Grandbabies, no. Okay. With my babies, are they adults? Well, let's see. Kimberly, give me a little more data. I am getting, are there babies? Okay, so babies. Healthy? Yes. Happy? Yes. Thriving? Yes. Are there going to be challenges? Yes, because that's called humanity and growth. Are there any health issues? No. Are there going to be, let's see, are these star children? Ooh, I get a yes on star children. So if you want any more information on that, we can talk. Let's see, star children. Are they, how many? One, two. You have two babies, Kimberly. Can drop in a comment and let me know a little more information. No, there's 8 comments. Why aren't I seeing them? All right. Oh, your children. Good. I got it right. So it's saying 9 comments, but I'm not seeing them, guys. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to go back to them. Oh, okay. Let me ask that. I'm getting a yes, you will end up with custody. Is it going to be 50-50? I do get a yes on that. Is there any way to avoid that? I get a no on that. And, but know too that children come in to have these experiences of disparity of one parent and the other when there's a divorce. Do know that your children are resilient. Your children came here to have that experience, and you're doing everything right. Are there any red flags? No, just keep showing up and do, this is gonna, I'll tell you this in private. I'll tell you my divorce advice in private. All right. Oh yes, our children. Good girl. Yay. Did messenger. Okay, thank you. I'll look and see what that question is, if I can get there from here. All right, yes. If it's personal, drop a question in messenger, and I will not say your name. Okay. Okay. Okay, so personal question, wanting to know about depression. Okay, first thing I'm getting for that is you're an empath. I'm getting tingles all over. That's confirmation. That means yes, yes, yes. So you are feeling the feelings of those around you, family members in particular, and also a bigger ripple of that because you're being influenced by the depression of a family member and more than one. I'm just sending you love, honey. Makes me want to cry. So yeah, I really understand how heavy that emotion is. And so also know that the morphic field of depression is descending upon you, mostly because you're a light worker and a powerful one. And secondly, because there's so much depression on the planet right now that it's this massive morphic field. So I'm going to ask everybody to participate in this one. So get grounded, hands together, heart center. Connect to the earth, shoot a cord of light to the heavens, into source. Could be your soul self, could be the greater central sun, could be God, whatever is your highest authority of divine light, and connect in. And now we're gonna build light at our heart center. So heaven and earth are flowing light to us. We have that ability to amplify our own light. And let's set our intention. We're building the light at our hearts brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then what we're going to do is shoot light into the morphic field of depression. And that is like a big cloud of all of depressed thoughts on the planet that have ever existed, that have all collected like the law of attraction. And so it's an energetic frequency that when it descends upon us, it just massively amplifies our own experience. So let's shoot a cord of light. Let's shoot light viruses into that morphic field. So light, light, light. We're going to break up that depression. We're going to bring in more light, more love, more lightness, and then more resolution to these unresolved emotions. So depression is anger at self turned inwards. So let's amplify energies of anyone suffering from depression, of an ability to communicate about their feelings and to know that when you're beating yourself, it is not a productive investment of your energy. We are all going to fire our inner critics right now. Thank you for asking that question. That's super powerful. Another thing I want to do right now too is I talked in the last video about the very first hot seat that I was under the radar with, about being an empath. And so let's do what I call the empath tornado. We're going to spin a tornado around us. It's big, like you reach your arms out, you can't touch the edges on the inside. We're on the inside. It towers above you, and the point of it goes down to the heart of the earth where there's a great transmuter. It's like a 4th of July sparkler, and it's going to transmute anything we send down there. So you can put your hands on your heart. You can do the prayer mudra at your heart and envision the tornado. It can be any color you want. It can be white light because it's about purification. So spinning white light down to the heart of the earth. And we're going to ask that any energies on board that are not ours be sent to the heart of the earth to be transmuted. And I really recommend that all empaths do this as a daily practice and whenever they're feeling bogged down. Drop an emoji in the comments. When we are, right now we're in an ascension cycle. And so everybody is doing this massive dumping of baggage, of fears, of traumas, of dramas, of outmoded belief systems. And it's an empath transmutes all those energies as a sacred service through their own energy body. Well, it's too much in this lifetime. So we're going to bypass that. Mother Earth has ascended. She's all ready to help us. So she doesn't shake these fleas off her back. She's going to instead assist us in transmuting our densities. So we can all raise in frequency to the next dimension, which is, we're heading for the 5D, from polarity to unity. All right, so spinning the tornado counterclockwise, because that demagnetizes anything in our energy fields, in our energy bodies, and it sends it to the heart of the earth to be transmuted. And now you can use it as an opportunity to release any of your own depression, any of your own fears, any of your own baggage, outmoded belief systems. If you're being hard on yourself, release those criticisms. Release the inner critic. You could send the inner critic down to be transmuted and send it back up as your inner cheerleader. All right. And so then once you're clearing yourself with this tornado, eliminating all energies that are not yours and eliminating all energies that you're ready to release, call in pure source energy from that cord of light. Feel it spiraling into you, cleansing, clearing, transmuting, filling up all the spaces and places that those other energies were taking up. And then flow in your soul's pure essence. I like seeing them intermingling like a DNA helix, spiraling in like liquid light. And they can be different colors, they can be the same color. But know that as they flow in, they're activating the soul's essence energy. Pure essence is activating your DNA. So it's amplifying your innate abilities, like your psychic abilities, and it's be prepared to be more telepathic, to know who's calling, to sense what someone needs before they ask for it, even having a sense of what's coming the next day, having prophetic dreams. Just be ready to be more psychic, because that's who we are. It's our gift and it's our divine right. So calling in those energies is an incredible gift to yourself, because you're cleansing, clearing, and transmuting anything within you. You're bringing yourself in alignment with your divinity, and you are activating your DNA. All the junk DNA is not junk. Okay, let's see what else. You let me know if that helped you, my friend. Okay, got another one. All right, another question. Here, I'll just bring this a little closer. Maybe glasses next time. Okay, attention to dating. Things are going well. Anything should be aware of. Okay, cause issue for me. Okay, not driving. Feel this would be a big issue for us meeting. Okay, let's find out. First, on your behalf, I'm going to ask, this is what I do all the time. Is this person in your highest and greatest good for a long-term romantic partner or mate? I did get a yes on that. Is this a big love opportunity? I get a no. But it's someone that you could learn and grow from. Is it an aligned opportunity? It is. Drop an emoji in the comments. Let's see what else. Is the not having a vehicle or not driving right now going to create an issue for meeting? I get a no. Is she going to be able to overlook that and drive to meet you? I get a yes. Will you be able to use public transportation to meet her somewhere? I get a yes. Let's see what else. Are there any red flags you need to know? I get a no. Is she as heart-centered as you are? I get a yes. I know this person. So, is there something they need to know? Yes. Growth edge? Yes. Reward relationship? No. So this person's going to bring you more information to help you be clearer about what you want and what you don't want. They will be fun, but there will be an opportunity to discern if you're benefiting as much as you're giving. And that is more guidance for you. Make sure you're not over giving to get love, giving to feel safe, and giving to just because that was how you were acknowledged as a child. Okay, you can ask more on that if you want. Let's see what else. Anybody else here want a question answered? Okay, got another question. Let's see. All right. Let's see if this is an actual question. So okay, let's see. Okay, I am not sure if this is a question. It's very long. Okay, I don't think it's a question right now. Okay, it's not a question. Sorry. Okay, what else? Much haven't seen them in months. Okay. 17 comments, and I've missed them because I can't scroll back to them. I'm sorry, you guys. If you asked a question in comments and I did not see it to address it, please ask it again. Okay? So if you ask a question, I don't address it, please ask it again because I'm not able to scroll down. That's a kind of lame feature. I'm going to master with my hero, Carl, how to, what's it called? Stream. And the goal is to stream from Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So let's see what else. All right. Okay, so far no more questions unless someone's posting them and I haven't seen them. Sorry for this off camera looking. I'll get it set up so I can see the questions right on the screen I am talking from. I wonder if I can go there from here. I'm afraid. Okay. All right. Video. Now I'm not seeing my live event happening. Why am I not seeing that? Guys, all right. Not having fun here. Create new event. I must be in the back door. That's not it. There we go. No, that's not it. Okay, well, technical difficulties again. So let's see what I should talk about here. Hold on. So I just want to elaborate a little bit more on morphic fields, which we talked about in the very first question about depression. So every thought that's ever been thought, every word that's ever been spoken is still alive and well in the collective consciousness. And the notion is a morphic field is a collection of like thoughts. So fear, depression, anger. For example, if you're afraid you're going to lose your house, anybody who's ever had a fear of losing their house, the second you have that fear, it's amplified by all those thoughts of anyone else's thoughts. And you may ask yourself, wow, why am I so freaked out? I'm paying my mortgage, but why am I so freaked out? And it's because you're being influenced by those morphic fields. So the more conscious we can become about being influenced by unseen energies, emotions, and frequencies, the more conscious we can become about taking charge of our own life, our own liberty, and our own freedom. So it's an inside job. And one of the first things I would love to reiterate from our first live hot seat was about the vagus nerve. If you can find any way to stimulate the vagus nerve, the most simple way to do it is getting into a practice of exhaling through your nose, completely emptying your lungs. Breathing in any way you want, exhaling through your nose, completely emptying your lungs. And then there's a more aggressive measure where you're holding your breath and pumping your belly. And head over to maureenkeefe.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and drop in your email. There's an opportunity to get a handout that is an awesome anxiety busting tool to stimulate the vagus nerve. I also want to encourage anybody to drop, if they don't want to go to them, well, I just encourage you to go to my website, drop in your email. That way I have a way to get a hold of you in case, like the other day, a couple of weeks ago, the platform we're talking from now went down and I was not able to contact a number of people because I didn't have their phone number. I didn't have their email. So if you want to stay in touch with me, no matter what happens to our social media, pop in a messenger, drop in your name and phone number and your email. If you'd like to be on my mailing list for any events, pop in on maureenkeefe.com and sign up for that newsletter, or it's actually signing up for the free tool. But you'll be on my newsletter list, and you can unsubscribe if you don't like it. And I have not sent one out yet, so do not be afraid of being spammed. I also would encourage you to like the Intuition Matters Unveiled page so that you'll get notices if I decide to do a little live blitz, since I'm having a little challenge with my events. We'll just get better and better at this. Okay, so I'm gonna quick peek and see if there's any messages. I don't see any messages, and let's see if there's any comments. I can't seem to get there from here. Can I go to my homepage? You know, I really am not loving the format, but no complaining. I'm grateful to be here. All right, so let's see. Comments 24. They are the most crawling. Okay, that one might have been the first one. Let's see if I can do comments. Sorry, this is really annoying. I'm really sure. Sorry about that. 19 comments. So unless I see a question really quickly here, I'm going to call it a wrap. Most relevant. You know, I even went in and changed it. Real-time comments. All right. All right. Well, if I missed your comments, you guys, I am so sorry. I will answer them privately in Messenger. Well, actually, I might even answer them on the feed. Why not, right? Unless you ask in Messenger. So enough of that. Thank you for showing up. We will edit this video for all of my perusing off screen here. And thank you to Carl, who will be doing that editing because he's a rock star. And because of him, because of Tina, and because of the people who love me in my life and have kept me moving forward and helped build my confidence, we're here. We'll get better and better. Come on back next week. We'll give it another roll. Much love, everybody. Be blessed. And your life is meant to be a joyful journey. Get into it. INTUIT. Later. Much love. Be blessed. Maureen Keefe with Intuition Matters Unveiled. IMU. Join us for another Psychic Hot Seat next Tuesday. Much love.